Stem cell research. Where does one even begin with this touchy subject? Upon lifting the federal ban on stem cell research in the United States in 2009, President Barack Obama had the following to say, quote, medical miracles do not happen simply by accident. They result from painstaking and costly research, from years of lonely trial and error, much of which never bears fruit, and from a government willing to support that work. In just a short period of time, the research has allowed over 75 diseases have been cured or treated, with many more breakthroughs on the horizon. Did you know that your body consists of over 200 different types of cells? Arguably the most important is the stem cell. The stem cell is commonly referred to as the master cell. These cells are very unique and are the only cells that have the ability to become different types of cells, such as blood or muscle cells, or any of the other 200 different types. This is why they are so important. There are two primary types of stem cells, adult stem cells and embryonic stem cells. Adult stem cells are the most common type of cell used for research. These stem cells can be obtained through umbilical cord blood and bone marrow. Bone marrow is very painful to extract from. Over the last decade or so, many cord blood banks have popped up around the world. These blood banks are very expensive. Storing cord blood may help you down the road if you have a disease. Adult stem cell research has generally affected around the world, and more so here in the United States over the last decade or so. The most controversial type of stem cell is embryonic stem cells. Due to many ethical, religious, and other beliefs, embryonic stem cell research is used far less. During the mining of these stem cells, the donor is fertilized through in vitro fertilization. The egg or embryo is removed from the donor, and the process of removing the embryonic stem cell begins. No argument against stem cell research is brought up more often than religion. In many religions, life is started the moment the egg is fertilized. During embryonic stem cell removal, the life is terminated. Many pro-life groups actually argue the opposite of this. In their opinions, a life is potentially saved by using these stem cells to help a person that is already alive. Ethics play a major role in most of our daily lives. The cloning of stem cells is seen as unethical in some people's eyes. One of the most overlooked arguments against stem cells is the financial cost. Large amounts of money are required to maintain your umbilical cord blood cells in each bank. According to these cord blood banks, minorities are vastly underrepresented in the populace of these blood banks. No matter what issue is being discussed, some people will always be in favor or against it. According to Deborah White's article on About.com, it is believed that over 100 million Americans suffer from diseases that can be treated by embryonic stem cell therapy. As I mentioned before, stem cell research news reports that over 75 diseases have successfully been treated with cord blood stem cells. Scientists have been researching and studying the human anatomy for hundreds of years. Today's scientists believe the next medical breakthrough will be in embryonic stem cells. These scientists have high hopes in their research that the research will lead to cures for common diseases such as cancer and heart disease. The human body is an amazing thing. It's hard to imagine that such a little master cell can make such a difference in the medical field. In just a short period of 20 years or so, dozens of diseases have been cured because of stem cell research. While stem cell research has its doubters and naysayers, the benefits of allowing this research far outweigh the bad.